Hello, my name is Brittany Hawkins, and I'm currently in mathematics for elementary teachers, Math 150. Professor name Shannon Schoolman, and today class we will be discussing bar graphs. Go ahead and turn to page 797 in your math books. You will see a page that has vocabulary for today. It has bar graphs, data, pictograph, symbol, and predict. We're going to cut all of these cards out, and then we're going to complete the back of the cards, which will have the definition of each vocabulary word. Have all our cards cut out. The first one was the bar graph card here. On the side, we see the activities, and then we see the students here. We have activities listed of what the students like the most, which is their favorite activities. On the graph, you're going to see each one colored in for how many students. On the back of this card, we have the definition for bar graph. It says a graph that uses bars to show data is called, you're going to plug in your bar graph word here. So go ahead, class, and write in bar graph. You will be using these as notes. So pay attention and get it copied down for me. The next card is data. Data is just another word for information. On the back, we flip over. It says blank or data information you collect. We're going to write data there. Next card is pictograph. This graph shows pictures instead of numbers, which is why it's called pictograph. On the back, it has a blank uses pictures to show data. We're going to write pictograph there. Our next card is predict. We all should know what predict means. But if you don't know, predict is just taking a guess at what you think might happen. Okay? On this one, it says there is a pattern in this cube train. You can predict that the next two cubes will be green and yellow. As we see, there's a pattern there. On the back, it says when you blank, you say what you think will happen. The word is predict. The next card we have is symbol. Symbol, it could be a picture, a logo. Think of when you see McDonald's, the M on McDonald's, their logo, it's M. It stands for McDonald's. Can be used on a graph as well. The symbol will be a little person. Each person represents one student. And you will see later on down the line that a symbol can represent more than one thing. A character or a picture used to represent something is called, what is it, class? A symbol. Now, class, I need you to turn to page 800 in your textbooks. Thumbs up when you're there. Great. It says, use the table to make a bar graph. First, write a title and label the graph. So, we know that we need to have a title on our graph. And then we need to label our graph. So what is our graph going to contain? We have favorite activities, so we'll put music, dance, art, and drama. For each amount of students, we're going to shade in that amount of numbers here at the bottom. Next, it says, color the boxes for each activity to match the data. Data means information. So we're going to go there. How many students like music? We'll shade that in purple. It's best to use different colors to make it more detailed. At the caption here, it says, the bars tell you how many students like each activity. So as we shade them in, we'll look and we'll see how many students like each activity. Now, I want you guys to show me that you understand. It says, do you understand? Show me which activity did most of the students choose. Explain how you know. So everyone go ahead and take the time to explain how you know and tell me which activity that the students like the most here in this box. All right, I'm checking around to make sure everyone is on the same page and got the correct answer. Excuse me. As we see, drama is shaded in till the end here. So most of the students like drama. You guys got that correct. We see that these other ones are lower than the green. The other colors are lower than the green. So that means that it was less students that liked the drama. And most students liked the drama was green. Now guided practice. Let's go ahead and go to that. You guys are going to work independently, but I'll be coming around to just kind of check and make sure that you guys are on the right track. Directions. Use a table to complete the bar graph. Then use the bar graph to solve the problems. One graph has over here favorite pet, and it has one says how many students chose cats. As you can see, they have done this one for us, so it's an example for us here. So we're going to go up there and we're going to go to cats and see how many. How many, class? 4. 4 is there. Moving along. Number 2 says which pet did most students choose? All right, we can go ahead and shade in the information that we have here where we said 4 students chose cat. So we're going to shade in all the way to number 4, which is right there. Now number 2 says which pet did the most students choose? Guys, go ahead and do that. Complete that and shade it in. All right. I've heard answer 6, which is correct. Because we know 6 is the biggest number we have here. We're going to plug our answer in there. Number 6. And then we're going to go ahead and shade it in. Dog will be 6. So 6 stops there. So we'll shade that all the way in there. Okay, class. Let's go ahead and turn to page 800. I'm sorry, 799. We're going to do this as a whole. It says this graph shows the number of birthdays in each season for a class. How can you use this graph to write the number of birthdays in the table? Tell how you know. Okay, at the top, we have our title of the graph, our birthdays by season. We have our seasons on the side here, and we have the number of students there. Each season has its own particular color, and it's shaded in. It's very important when we're looking at graphs to make sure that the numbers aren't skip counting, because sometimes they could be skip counted down here and not going by one. Now, our birthdays by season. How many students like spring? Let's go ahead and take a look at that. I like to use my pencil to go down or my pen to go down so I can make sure that I land right on the correct number here. So there are 7 students that like spring. Okay, I did that one for you. Now you guys, raise your hand and tell me, let me pick someone who knows how many students like summer, that has birthdays in summer. I'm sorry. Yes, Natalie. How many students like summer? 10? Okay, you're correct. 10 students like summer. Do I have any hands for fall? Okay. Jessica, how many students like birthdays in fall? 4, and you're correct. Hands for winter? Alvin, how many students like birthdays in winter? 3? Let's go and see. We're off by 1. Make sure that you're looking directly at the lines here where they meet, because sometimes we can get off a little bit. So you can even make a point there or a little circle there to indicate it's right there over that particular number. So there were 2 students that like winter. Very close. All right, guys. Now, class, we're going to mix a little bit of problem solving in with our bar graphs. Number 6 says, this graph shows how many students voted for their favorite vacation spot. Each student voted only once. How many students voted in all? Now, let's look at the graph here. We see beach, mountain, city, theme park, and they have checks, little green checks by each one. And now I want you to notice something here. it says each check equals one vote. That's important to pay attention to. Notice how this graph doesn't go by numbers at the bottom. So there's all different types of graphs you can have. But it's important for us to pay attention to this key he have here because it says one check equal one vote. And it could possibly have one check equals 5 votes. So that's something we have to pay attention for. Okay, so it says how many students voted in all. So what we can simply do is we could count each check and put the number here, or we could just keep counting them all up in all. Okay, so let's go ahead and count each check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. So that's how many students voted in all, 34 students. Number 7 says, in all, how many students voted for the beach and theme park? We're going to go to the beach and we're going to go to the theme park and we're going to look at the keywords that they have here, in all. That means we're going to do some addition there. So I will simply go to the beach. I know that that's 11 because I counted that one first. 11 for beach. And then I have to count the theme park. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I will be adding these up. 1 plus 2, that's 3. And then 1 plus 1, that's 2. So that's my answer for the beach and theme park. 23. Now you guys are going to have the opportunity to create your own word problem using this bar graph here. I will do one for you and then I want you guys to do your own on your paper. It says write and solve another problem about the data. So I'm going to say how many more students voted for mountains than cities? I'll write that in there. Let's look at the keywords many more. It did not say in all. It did not say all together. It said how many more. So we're going to do some subtracting there. Subtracting. So let's see. How many do I have for mountains? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 mountain. And I just like to label it just so you guys can get a good visual of which number it's representing. Then I have city there, which is 4. So 7 minus 4 is 3. So I will plug in my subtraction sentence here. 7 minus 4 equals 3. Last word problem we're going to do is number 9. Which number sentence can be used to find how many more students? There it is again, many more. I like to underline or box my keywords so I'll know which I need to use, if I need to use subtraction, addition, multiplication, or divide. So many more, that's that word again. How many more students voted for beach than the mountains? And on this one, we actually don't have to do any solving, but we have to do some thinking when it comes to those key words. So we already know many more means subtracting because I mentioned to you before about that as subtraction. So we can go ahead and eliminate the addition answers. Now we have these two left over. Now let's look at beach and mountains. Beach has 11, and then mountains has a number lower than beach. So let's see. 11 minus, we know mountains is 7. So that will be your answer. 11 minus 7 equals 4. And that is problem solving with bar graphs. Thank you for tuning in. Have a great day.